All right, so today I want to be sharing about how to boost up our immune systems. We are in the fall, approaching winter, and this is something that everybody needs to be learning how to just strengthen up their bodies and how to support their immune system. So I'm Dr. Benson. I've been in practice now for over 14 years, just dedicated my life to helping patients have the best health possible and really ultimately empowering you to have health freedom. So we're diving into about immune system. We really need to look at where we're at with our current state of health. Since COVID, we've seen cancer rates have gone up about 300 times higher. We're seeing higher rates of heart attacks, miscarriages, blood clots, strokes, sleeping issues, suicides. We're seeing kids with worse mental health issues. And now the average person is sick between 4 to 6 times per year. And kids are getting sicker even more frequently. So we're just seeing that our we do need to obviously be supporting our immune systems, and a lot of people are having trouble with what's called COVID long hauler syndrome. These are people that have had COVID, and they're like long term having issues from this. And what we're seeing happening with problems like these is that they have been affected by the spike proteins, and the COVID spike proteins can create more of a long term immune reaction in the body. So if you are somebody that just feels like you have been struggling with the fatigue, muscle ache, body aches, difficulty concentrating, inability to exercise, headaches, you have trouble sleeping, anxiety, memory problems, dizziness, then you really want to be paying some attention to what I'm going to teach today about boosting up your immune system. And these things I see are quite common. Between 25 and 30% of people suffer some form of long hauler syndrome, or it's also known as post viral syndrome as well. And when we look at the immune system, I just want to start off understanding a little bit more about um, the germ theory. The germ theory is actually just still a theory, it's not a law. And it was based on experiments conducted in 1860 through 1864 by Louis Pasteur. And that was obviously, we know, a long time ago. And what we really know now today is that the germs aren't, the only side of the story. Is that ultimately whether you get sick or not has to depend a lot more on the health of your body than just whether or not you're exposed to a specific germ or virus. If we look at what BJ Palmer said, I like this quote. He said, if the germ theory of disease were correct, then there'd be nobody living to believe it. Meaning, have you ever wondered why you think of a classroom full of kids? How come one kid can get sick, whether he got the flu or he got a cold or they got, even if they got COVID? How come one kid gets sick in the class, but yet the kid that sat right beside him doesn't get it? Or in a family, we all know that maybe, dad got sick, but mom didn't. And maybe one of the kids did, but the other kid didn't. Yet everybody's living in the same household, breathing the same air, coming into contact. Why does one person get sick and the other one doesn't? And if germs were the only thing that made you sick, then we would all be getting it all the time. And I know personally with me, I've just a lot of patients that have had COVID. I encourage patients to actually come in the office when they're not feeling well and to get an adjustment to actually help their bodies heal faster. So I've worked on many patients, my whole time in practice, but over the last 2 years plus, that have actively been having COVID, and I'm working on them, adjusting them in close proximity, and I'm not getting sick, working with them. So ultimately, we know that whether you get sick or not depends on what we call the terrain theory. And this is where I think this makes way more sense than the germ theory. And the terrain theory is about focusing on your terrain, meaning the terrain is the health of the body. And it focuses on let's clean up the health of our body, strengthen our own defenses. And that can really have a better outcome on whether or not we get sick. So I like this picture where it shows the fish tank, and it's like you see the fish tank that has dirty water, not a lot of oxygen. Obviously, we know you can put a healthy fish in that dirty water, that dirty tank, and eventually that fish is going to become sick. And the solution isn't just then, well, the fish is sick. Now the fish needs drugs, or the fish needs to be injected with something. No, the fish needs its environment cleaned up. We need to clean the tank, and then the fish will become healthy again. You got to clean up the environment. So I like to call this the sickness or the health equation. So we have to realize that the germs are never going to go away. We've seen that, especially over the last 2.5 years, whether it was the coronavirus or the variant or the Delta or the Omicron, and there will be more things to come, trust me, is that's the germ. And there's been things in the past. If you guys remember, there was SARS and MERS and bird flu and swine flu and H1N1. There's always some type of a germ scare. And those are things that ultimately we're not in control of, right? But what we can control is what's called the host. And the host, this right here, this is your body. You can determine whether your body's going to be a susceptible host or an unsusceptible host. A susceptible host is a body that germs and viruses and bacteria thrive in. An unsusceptible host is a body that is strong and healthy, and that these germs and viruses don't really like to be, inside of, or the body kills them off. And it's ultimately what we can control is we can control the host. So if we can make our body an unsusceptible host, which would be a healthy body, we can control the outcome as to whether we get sick or whether we stay healthy. And this really answers that question as to why can two people eat at the same table, be exposed to the same germ, yet one becomes sick and the other does not. They were both exposed to the same germ in the same environment. It's because one person's body was strong and healthy and unsusceptible to the virus, yet one person's body was weak and unhealthy and susceptible for that virus to take hold in. And so when we look at really understanding viruses and bacteria, that is nothing to fear. Our body is actually made up of hundreds of millions of microbes, viruses, bacteria, yeast, fungi. Actually, microbe cells outnumber our human cells by 10-1. So if we get super focused on killing all the germs and killing all the virus and bacteria, you'll actually end up killing your own body, because our body has what's called a microbiome, which is where we have millions and millions of microbe cells that actually outnumber our human cells. So we want to focus on finding balance, actually having balance in our bodies, and not just trying to kill off all the viruses and microbes. So how do you make your body a susceptible host? A susceptible host would be a weakened body. That's going to be a body that's stressed out, filled with fear. Anytime your body gets put into a fear state, it suppresses your immune system by up to 42% for 3 days. So anytime you have a fear response, your immune system is suppressed 42% for up to 3 days. Is it any wonder why we're seeing people get sicker now more than ever? Because over the last 2.5 years, that's what everybody's been filled with, is fear. Every time they turn on the TV or the news, that's all we hear about. If you have lack of sleep, if you have a diet that's high in sugar and processed foods and lacking foundational nutrition, if you have nerve interference, All of these things create a weakened body that would then be a susceptible host. So that when the weakened body comes in contact with the germ, you're probably going to have an outcome of getting sick. But we want to switch that equation to where if we have a strong, healthy body that comes in contact with the germ, then the strong, healthy body is going to be able to, defend itself. And then you still have a healthy body on the other side. So when we look at our own body has lines of defenses. We have an innate, inborn immune system. One of the first lines of defense that your body has is going to be your skin and your mucosal lining of your respiratory tract. These are things like your tears, your sweat, your saliva, your mucus that's produced by your skin. They help to eliminate pathogens in your body. Your second line of defense is that when a certain pathogen enters your body, let's say you cut your finger and bacteria gets in, the second line of defense are going to be your immune cells that actually work on killing off that bacteria or any type of antigen. So, and then the third line of defense that our bodies have is what's called your adaptive immune system. And I'm going to go into that a little bit more. So, your innate immune system is what system that you're born with. It's the system that recognizes, that there are pathogens out in the world, and your body's innately designed to handle those things. So when we think about our innate immune system, this is going to be things like when you get a stuffy nose. And you get mucus and you're having to blow your nose and you get snot coming out of your nose. You may think that's a bad thing, but ultimately that is your innate immune system at work. Your body's producing more mucus to trap the pathogen and work on getting it out of your body. When you blow your nose and you have extra, mucus, that's your body trapping the pathogen in your nasal mucosa and getting it out of your body. When you're coughing, that is your lungs actually working out pathogens, viruses, bacteria, and getting them out of your airway and out of your body. When you actually have things like diarrhea, or if you're vomiting, that is your innate immune system cleansing itself and flushing viruses and bacteria and harmful pathogens out of your body. So your body knows exactly what to do. And some of those symptoms may not be the most pleasant thing to have to go through, but ultimately they serve a purpose. So really the last thing that you'd want to do when you have a stuffy nose is to take something to get rid of your stuffy nose. Your body's giving you that stuffy nose to trap the pathogens and to help get them out of your system. Same thing if you have a cough. One of the worst things you want to do is take a cough suppressant, because your body's giving you that cough to get stuff out of your lungs, and you really just want to support your immune system and not try to fight it or do the opposite of what it's innately trying to do. Your adaptive immune system, on the other hand, is specific to certain pathogens. So the adaptive immune system recognizes whether or not the body has come in contact with certain pathogens, and then it stores that information. So then when it comes in contact with them again, it can fight it faster and more effectively when it gets exposed again. So our body is intelligent, and this adaptive immune system, when it comes in contact, it has a memory and it remembers how it fought it. So next time it fights it even better. So this is something to really understand, that if you've had COVID, and I think by this time most people have had some level of it, is that your immune system already knows, it already recognizes, it's already working on developing its own defenses for the next time it comes in contact. This video I want to show you next is really awesome. It is under a microscope, and it's showing you cells of the immune system, white blood cells, natural killer cells, and you get to see how these cells actually seek out and find and kill and destroy viruses, bacteria, cancer cells. This is just showing you our own innate adaptive immune system at work in the body. I I absolutely love that video because it shows you really how truly amazing our bodies are, is that our immune system is incredible, and it knows how to protect our bodies from foreign invaders. It knows how to kill cancer cells. The body recognizes these antigens or these foreign invaders, and the white blood cells actually go through the system. You saw in that video how they're literally going through the blood and fighting these viruses and the bacteria or the cancer cells. So that's what I want to focus us on, is how do we support the immune system that's already inside of our bodies? How do we strengthen our own defenses to make our bodies more resilient and strengthen them even more so? There is something I do want to talk about just a little bit with a virus, is that viruses are made up of DNA and RNA material. However, they are unable to multiply unless they invade a host. So this is important because viruses are not just alive and replicating around your house or at a store. Is that they have to be in a host. So when our bodies are armed with strong defenses to fend them off and eliminate these viruses, then that can minimize the effect that they actually are able to have on our bodies. So we're going to be talking about how to strengthen the host. That's the main thing I want to really be sharing today. So to strengthen our immune system, you have to realize that 70% of your immune system is housed in your gut. So when it comes to getting healthy and strengthening the immune system, we got to talk about improving the gut health. And what affects our gut a lot is how we eat and what we eat. And the foods that you eat absolutely determine whether or not your immune system is healthy and strong, or whether it's weak and suppressed. One of the worst things for your gut health is going to be antibiotics. Antibiotics ruin the good gut bacteria or the healthy bacteria of your microbiome, which supports so much of our immune system. So if you have taken antibiotics in your life, they can have a long-lasting negative impact on your gut health and your immune system. And many people are given antibiotics when they don't actually truly, they're not in a crisis situation. Case in point, this is our patient, Denver, and cutest little guy, but a few weeks ago, he had RSV and an ear infection, and his mom took him to urgent care, and the doctors immediately recommended antibiotics. And she did not want to do antibiotics. She'd kind of read about, and we've talked to her about that they're not the best thing for their bodies. So she brought him in, and we actually got him adjusted like 2 to 3 times and without any antibiotics, getting him adjusted. She was actually breastfeeding him. And within less than a week, symptoms of the RSV, the coughing was gone, the ears were cleaned up. We allowed his own immune system to fight it off. And now he will be healthier and he will be stronger, and his own immune system will be stronger. Versus if he went down the road of antibiotics, he would have already started weakening his gut health and making him more prone to have worsening infections and ear infections in the future. So, nutrition for a healthy immune system. These are actually the top 5 foods that are the worst for your body. So, one of the top foods is obviously sugar. It actually weakens how your white blood cells attack foreign invaders. So sugar actually, if you remember on that video you just watched, how that one white blood cell was like swimming through and finding the virus or the cancer cell. Sugar actually will slow down your white blood cells and weaken their ability to fight infection or even fight off things like cancer. Processed foods like fried foods and packaged foods are loaded with harmful oils and sugars, which also work on suppressing the immune system and the immune response. Refined carbohydrates include things like white bread, pastas, cereals. They act like sugar, and they're even worse than sugar is just as bad. But refined carbohydrates, what they actually are known as is an anti-nutrient, meaning that when you strip all the vitamins and minerals and fiber and the things that are naturally found in that whole grain, and all you're left with is the processed white grain form, then it's been depleted of the vitamins and minerals that should be packaged with it. So when you eat refined carbohydrates, your body it doesn't have what it needs to digest it. So it robs the body of vitamins and minerals to actually digest that. So not only is it not good for you, but it actually depletes your body and weakens your immune system. Fried foods contain fats and trans fats, which have been linked to dysbiosis, affecting the gut health and hindering the immune system. And then your artificial sweeteners, things like sucralose, aspartame, they're hidden in many foods, and they directly affect the gut health. They really kill off the good microbes, the good bacteria in the gut, and they weaken your immune system. And they're known to cause cancer. And a lot of the animal lab studies they've done, these artificial sweeteners cause bladder cancer, brain cancer. They're things that you really want to be steering clear of. But sugar, especially this time of year when we are, it seems like everything revolves around food and sugar and treats. And so we want to really be cautious of this. So the average American, surveys say, consumes 150 pounds of sugar and flour annually. And altogether, they said more than 3/4 of a pound of sugar and flour for every American daily. And that is considered what's called to be a pharmacologic dose, meaning it's such high amount of sugar and processed grains that we consume as Americans that our bodies were not meant to handle this. So it's directly affecting the health of our bodies. So these are the top inflammatory foods. These are the foods that are making you sick. These are the foods that you have to stop eating. So refined grains and flour products, deep fried foods, grain-fed meat, eggs, or like conventional raised grain-fed meat. Fast foods pop. Most commercial salad dressings contain really bad oils like canola oil, um, safflower oil, soybean oil, and these are very rancid oils that affect our immune systems. And then at the bottom of the page here, these are kind of my top 5 things I'm going to say to really focus on. Number 1, stop eating fast food. It's the worst of the worst. There is nothing good that comes out of it. It's the worst thing for your body. It's going to leave you feeling sick, tired. It's going to make you fat. It's going to weaken your body. So you want to get rid of the fast foods. Number 2 is you want to stop drinking pop and diet pop. It has to go. We got to kick that soda habit because nothing good comes of it. You want to make better choices when you eat out, saying no to the bun or no to the deep fried French fries. Really start making your food at home with better oils, things like coconut oil, olive oil, and get rid of the refined flours. So personally, I know just with eating out, we try not to eat out much at all. And we don't eat fast food. That is just a line that we draw in the sand as a family, is that we don't go to fast food ever, never. But we do go out to the restaurant occasionally. And I noticed this with my kids, is that if I would let them get like a cheeseburger with bun and French fries, and they'd be dipping their French fries in the ketchup, after we would eat out, like I noticed a day or 2 later, they would be getting sick. My one son would talk about his ears would start hurting. My other son would get a stuffy nose. Sometimes they would get full blown. They just be sick for a couple days. And it took me a little bit of time to realize that, well, it was the foods that they ate when we ate out a day or 2 before that was suppressing their immune system and actually making them sick a couple of days after they ate that. So we've really been trying to clean up even when we go out to eat at the restaurant. My son will get like a burger with no bun, and we'll get extra veggies as sides, and trying to minimize the amount of the fried foods and French fries and ketchup that they get exposed to. My other son loves to eat fish, so instead of getting a cheeseburger, we get him a piece of grilled fish and then extra veggies. And I noticed they feel a lot better, and I'm not seeing them get sick after they eat that. So those are just kind of the main things to really focus on. These are the things that are suppressing your immune system. They're weakening your body. When you eat a diet that's high in a lot of this stuff, you are making your body this susceptible host that's more likely to get sick. On the other hand, though, these are the top 5 immune boosting foods. These are the foods that do help to strengthen up your immune system and strengthen your body. So one of these are going to be protein-rich foods. They're great for the immune system. Adequate protein actually helps your body fight viruses and other infections. If you have too little protein, it can impair your immune system's ability to fight infections. Fruits and vegetables help support the immune system. Fermented foods, since about 70% of your diet, of your immune system is in your gut, fermented foods are wonderful for your gut health. So one of the best things for your immune system are going to be healthy fats. Healthy fats help build your cell membranes. They help absorb vitamins. They help to regulate your hormones. They lower inflammation. They make up 70% of our brain. So if we want our brains to work well and have a good memory, then we need to be eating healthy fat. Healthy fats help you burn fat, and they also help with detoxification. So these are some examples of healthy fats, things like raw butter, nut butters, things like almond butter, cashew butter, seeds, hemp seeds, chia seeds, flax seeds, all wonderful sources of healthy fats, avocados, olives, grass-fed butter, grass-fed meat products, wild caught fish, like salmon, and then coconut products, full fat coconut products, coconut milk, coconut oil, unsweetened shredded coconut, all great sources of healthy fats. They are essential for a healthy immune system. Most of these fats are by nature. They're antiviral, antifungal, and antibacterial. So these fats are wonderful for our diets. Here's just some other good examples of good healthy fats: extra virgin olive oil and olives, all avocados and avocado oil, coconut oil, raw nuts, seeds, real butter, raw cheese and yogurt, your grass-fed meats, your whole milks. I would also add in there organic whole milks, and then wild caught salmon, small fish. Great things for your immune system. Another wonderful thing for the immune system are antioxidant rich foods. So these are going to be, anything that's vibrant in color has antioxidants in it. So blackberries, raspberries, strawberries, also things like beans, red beans, black beans, kidney beans, apples, dates, prunes, Indian gooseberries. Indian gooseberry is actually in our Daily Defense product that has the curcumin, the Indian gooseberry, super high in antioxidants. Acai, cacao, unsweetened cacao powder, and spices are wonderfully high in antioxidants. They are some of the highest antioxidant things out there. So season your food with good spices like cinnamon, clove, oregano, thyme, turmeric, curcumin, rosemary. Through the roof. And what antioxidants do is they help to neutralize free radicals. Free radicals damage cells and tissue in the body. They can lead to things like cancer. They can weaken our systems, and they help to neutralize that damage. And they also help to fight oxidation and oxidative stress in the body too. Citrus fruits are wonderful for your immune system. They're high in vitamin C, which actually encourages the body to produce white blood cells and fight off infections. And then they also have anti-cancer properties, and they're wonderful for just overall strengthening the immune system. Lemons, limes, grapefruits, oranges. Try squeezing fresh squeezed lemon in your water every day. Eat oranges. I would encourage you get your vitamin C from actual citrus, like eating oranges versus drinking orange juice. Orange juice has limited amount of nutrients in it, and it's very high in sugar. So you're much better off to eat an orange than to drink a glass of orange juice. You get way more benefit out of actually eating the citrus fruits themselves. Garlic is one of the most potent things for the immune system, and very beneficial. One study was done where they actually injected mice with breast cancer cells, and they allowed these cells to grow for 14 days and till they developed tumors. Then the mice were given, 4 groups of them were given either a saline solution, which was the control group. One group was given a garlic extract, one was given lemon extract, and then one group was given both lemon and garlic. And these extracts were injected into their stomachs once daily. And surprisingly, after 14 days of treatment with either lemon or the garlic extract, the tumor shrunk on average by 80 to 60%. And then the group that got the saline, the control group, their cancer tumors increased over 566%. But it gets even better, is that the tumor shrunk on average 91% and completely disappeared in 80% of the mice treated with both lemon and garlic extracts. So garlic is not only tasty, but it contains a component called allicin, ALLICIN, and it has antibacterial properties. It's anti-inflammatory. It's anti-cancer. It is wonderful. So I like the saying, eat more goo, which is garlic, oregano, onions. those are wonderful boosters of the immune system. You can also make this kind of neat anti-cancer balm, it's called. And you can make it at home, and you just wash one lemon. You peel and chop two whole bulbs, not just the clove, but two whole bulbs of garlic. And then you let that sit. When you let that sit in the air, it helps activate some of the anti-cancer compounds. And then you put the garlic and the unpeeled lemon in a blender, and you put about, maybe half a cup of water in there, and then you pulse it and you blend it up. And then you're going to take like a cheesecloth and then dump that mixture in there, squeeze out as much of the liquid as you can, as much of the stuff out of the bag as you can. And then you're putting it in an airtight jar, and you store it in the refrigerator, and it lasts for 1 to 2 weeks. And then you take about a half a teaspoon of that per 50 pounds of body weight. And that would be wonderful as just an immune booster through the fall and through the winter. But it's also very good at being preventative on helping your body fight cancer. Or if you have some type of a cancer in your body, that's a wonderful thing to do. When you read about that, though, it's like a special note that even though 80% of the mice were tumor free after being treated with lemon and garlic extracts for 14 days, this protocol, if effective in humans, is not likely to produce results that fast. One mouse day is equivalent to about 40 human days. So 14 mouse days would take 560 days, or about 1.5 years, right? We remember that healing takes time. But ultimately, this is one of those things, like, why not? Like, it's like you can buy lemons and they're cheap, and buy garlic. And this would be a wonderful thing just to have in the refrigerator and take throughout the winter. It would be a great thing for our bodies. So, and then protein. You want to try to break fast, or your breakfast, start your breakfast with protein. Whether your breakfast is first thing in the morning, or you're doing what's called intermittent fasting, and you may not eat your first meal of the day until 12 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon. The word breakfast actually comes from breaking your fast, and you want to do it with protein. 20 to 30 grams of protein per meal would be ideal. So our quality protein, the grass-fed whey protein, is a wonderful thing to start getting in your routine. Whether you just mix it with water and drink it, or you make a smoothie out of it, it's high quality, grass-fed, organic whey protein. And whey protein has been shown to help reduce your C-reactive protein, which is your inflammatory markers in your body. It's great for inflammatory bowel disorders. And then our Max Living grass-fed whey protein has the high quality, high sourced protein that's wonderful for kind of just starting off your day with that. With the Max Living nutrition plan, the main changes you want to be focusing on to boost up your immune system are going to be across the board. Try to choose organic when possible. Why? Because that's going to minimize the amount of pesticides and herbicides and harmful chemicals that have been used to raise that produce. So therefore, you're going to get less accumulation of that in your body. It's like the less chemicals, the better when it comes to the food you're eating, and you're not wanting to put more and more chemicals in your body. Eating more healthy fats and eliminate damaged fats. Damaged fats are going to be things like margarine, canola oil, soybean oil, corn oil, a lot of the fats that are in packaged and processed foods, fast foods. So when you try to eliminate the fast foods and a lot of the processed foods, you're going to get rid of a lot of the damaged fats. We're going to choose naturally raised animal products over conventional, meaning naturally raised, trying to go grass-fed, organic when possible. And then selecting whole over refined carbohydrates, emphasizing ancient grains, pseudo grains, and non-gluten grains, things like quinoa, spelt, millet, trying to consume whole and sprouted and stone ground versus processed grains. opting for fruits and vegetables as much as possible over refined grains and sugar, just trying to get in the habit of snacking on fruits or vegetables instead of going towards potato chips and, and cookies. And it involves eating food until you're full, and really focusing on eating to live and not just living to eat. A wonderful thing also is, when it comes to thinking about eating and the immune system, is fasting. Actually, not eating can be very beneficial to your immune system. This has been known for thousands of years. Hippocrates wrote, "To eat when you are sick is to feed your illness." The ancient Greeks would say, "Instead of medicine, you better fast today." Ben Franklin said, "The best of all medicine is resting and fasting." And fasting has been a part of virtually every culture and every religion on earth for years and years and years and years. So, time restricted eating, or what's known as fasting, actually produces a reaction in the body, what is called autophagy. Autophagy is essentially a recycling process that takes human cells and it breaks them down and recycles its components. So, autophagy is the body's means of removing dysfunctional and old cells by consuming damaged parts. And in doing so, it helps turn back the hands of time, and it helps in avoiding the development of a lot of diseases. Autophagy, to create that reaction in the body, you have to go into some level of a fasting state to where the body isn't using all of its energy and breaking down food that you're eating. And when you go in a fasting state, the body can start to look to itself and start to work on self healing and self repair, and recognizing damaged or dysfunctional cells. And the body actually uses its energy to consume those cells, recycle them, and kind of clean up its own self. And in doing this, again, it actually help to rid the body of harmful spike proteins. It can help destroy harmful viruses and bacteria in the body as well. So this is a wonderful thing to help get your body getting in more of that state of autophagy. One way to do that is through not calorie restriction, but what is called intermittent fasting, which is where you're limiting your eating window to where, if you look at, like, if you start eating at 8 in the morning, you have a 12-hour eating window and then a 12-hour fasting window. The more you can tighten up your eating window and the more you can increase your fasting window, the more benefits that creates in your body. When you intermittent fast, it makes your body more sensitive to insulin. It's going to decrease your blood pressure. It helps to decrease oxidative stress. It helps to decrease your appetite, helps with fat burning, helps with better brain function, and it helps with your immune system. So you can, what they call a time restricted eating or feeding. So if you started eating at 8 in the morning, you would want to maybe be done eating by 2 o'clock and not eat the rest of the day. What I find is a very easy fasting for a lot of people is they may start not eating their first meal till about noon, and then they're going to stop eating at about 6. So you have a 6-hour eating window from noon till about 6 at night, and then you're fasting the rest of the day. Some people can push that into not eating their first meal till 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and then stopping eating around maybe 6 or 7. But the more you increase that, the fasting window, the better response for autophagy in the body. And you can even do short-term fasting, or maybe you just do a 1 day of a water fast. There's nothing wrong with that. It actually is very beneficial for the health of your body. And if you feel like your body is getting sick quite a bit, then you may want to think about increasing or implementing this intermittent fasting. Immune supporting nutrients. Here's some great immune supporting nutrients for the body. things that help to boost up the immune system. One is vitamin D. 42% of people are deficient in vitamin D. That's almost half of Americans are deficient in vitamin D. It takes about 15 to 20 minutes being out in the sun with your arms, your face, your legs exposed to absorb enough sunshine to help with adequate vitamin D levels. So this is especially important for us as Ohioans. We are in these winter months coming up that we need to be supporting our bodies with vitamin D because we're not getting enough of it through the sunshine right now. Vitamin D is actually a steroid hormone. It can pass through your cell membranes into the nucleus of your cells and can control the expression of your genes. So it's not merely just a vitamin. It is useful in many things in your body. It's actually a hormone, and it plays an important role in your immune system. If you lack vitamin D, it can make you susceptible to all kinds of infections in the body. And studies have been done that show if you're low in vitamin D, you're more likely to develop many forms of cancer, as well as COVID, as well as many other issues. These can be signs that you need more vitamin D. If you find, if you're really sensitive to pain, you could be low in vitamin D. Mood issues, seasonal affective disorders, depression, just chronic drowsiness and sleepiness. If you feel like you don't have much endurance, muscle weakness, if you're getting sick a lot, high blood pressure, learning disabilities, disorders, these have all been linked to vitamin D deficiency. You want to be supplementing about 1,000 milligrams of vitamin D per 25 pounds of body weight is about what you want to be consuming when it comes to supplementing, when it comes to vitamin D. So shooting for 1,000 milligrams per 25 pounds of body weight, especially when you're not getting out in the sun enough. Vitamin C is another wonderful nutrient for the immune system. It is an antioxidant. It helps your body produce collagen. So it's also very important for your skin and your blood vessel health. Vitamin C taken in high doses is actually an antiviral, and it helps to downregulate the cytokine storm that's associated with COVID infections. Vitamin C is wonderful for the immune system. It helps your body to produce white blood cells, and it helps you to fight infection. Our Max Living vitamin C contains quercetin, and quercetin is also wonderful for the immune system. It has an antihistamine response. It supports a healthy inflammatory process. It's great for heart health and circulation, and it also helps with zinc levels too. So when you combine vitamin C with quercetin, it creates this very good like synergistic effect to where you get better benefit from the vitamin C as well. Zinc is also another wonderful thing for the immune system. Zinc helps to decrease inflammation. It suppresses abnormal tissue growth, which would be like cancer cells. It helps boost healthy immune function. It helps to reduce the risk of many cancers like esophageal, bladder, breast, skin, prostate, head, and neck. It supports the P53 gene, which protects you against breast and prostate cancer. It inhibits angiogenesis, which is blood supply to tumors. So it helps to shut down blood supply to tumors. And it stimulates apoptosis, which is like cancer cell death or unhealthy cells. It helps to trigger them to destroy themselves. So if you're deficient in zinc, you may have low energy. You may have things like infertility, loss of taste or smell, loss of appetite, lowered immunity, sinus problems, allergies, prostate and prostate cancer, loss of libido, abnormal hair loss, slow thinking process. That may be a sign that you need to supplement with zinc. That would be a good thing for your body. Another great thing is our immunity bundle. So we put together this Max Living immunity bundle because I realize is that I hear a lot of people through the fall, through the winter, that what do I need to take? If I get sick, what do I need to take? Or what should I be taking to boost up my immune system? This would be it. So the immunity bundle has the grass-fed whey protein, which is wonderful for helping the body to fight off viruses, bacteria, to strengthen the immune system. It has vitamin D3 plus the probiotic. So what I like about our vitamin D is that one capsule has 5,000 IUs, which would be the amount that you would want to take on a daily basis. I personally, through the fall and winter months, I try to take two of our vitamin D capsules, which is putting you at about 10,000 IUs, just because we don't get much sunshine here in Ohio. So I like to supplement it at higher amounts. The vitamin C complete. What I love about our vitamin C is that it is formulated with the quercetin and also bioflavonoids. Bioflavonoids come from citrus, lemon, lime, grapefruit, from part of the actual citrus peel itself. And they are very powerful in antioxidant properties, helping fighting oxidation. And it helps your body absorb and use the vitamin C better as well too. So the vitamin D and the vitamin C, those are just critical immune boosting components. Zinc plus is combined with B vitamins, what actually helps your body utilize zinc better. And it's combined with several other ingredients that actually help zinc more effectively do its job in the body. This last product that's in our Max Living Immunity Bundle is called ProNac, which stands for N-acetylcysteine. N-acetylcysteine helps to improve your glutathione levels, which help to detox your body. It helps protect you from oxidative stress. It promotes anti-inflammatory gene expression, and it helps with insulin sensitivity and blood sugar sensitivity. ProNac is also very good for helping with defending your body from spike proteins. It's also very good for respiratory viral infections. It's wonderful for helping that as well. So it is I think a very important thing to help with everything that we're facing today, with COVID, with everything that's going around. ProNac is a wonderful thing just to help boost up the immune system. One thing that I love about our Max Living products is that what is called the Pure Path Standard. We focus on sourcing the purest and best ingredients. We do the research and we do the testing to make sure that our products and the ingredients are the best in the industry. And I don't know if you guys know this, but there is not much regulation when it comes to the supplement industry. If you're buying supplements on Amazon, somebody could literally be making those in their garage and there could be nobody testing. So all of our products are third-party tested for purity and the ingredients, and they're formulated with the right dosages. A lot of the multivitamin companies out there, they are owned from the actual pharmaceutical companies. So they purposefully don't put sometimes the best ingredients or the best amount, because I think sometimes they don't care whether they work or not. So we want to make sure that when you're taking these products, you're going to get benefit and you're taking the stuff that actually we see results with. And we do see the proof is in the pudding. I see patients that have been on these products, and myself, I've been taking our Max Living products for over 14 years. And we see when we do testing, we do blood testing, we do lab work, we're seeing these are really improving the health of the body and improving these levels of these vitamins in our systems too. This slide here just talks about spike proteins. A lot of times these spike proteins can cause a lot of that COVID long hauler syndrome. So most of the things in the immunity bundle are also very good for helping to detox spike proteins. Vitamin C, vitamin D, the N-acetylcysteine, the zinc. Also magnesium is wonderful for that as well. And black cumin seed is very good for helping with like a spike protein detox, as well as these ingredients here. But so this is kind of a regimen that I think is very good to be on if you do feel like you've been struggling with that COVID long haulers, and you just have had some issues that just don't seem to be going away after having had COVID. Then this may be a protocol that you want to try to do to just really help boost up your body and boost up your system. So another thing to not forget about is chiropractic and your immune system. Studies found that chiropractic patients under 5 years or more of chiropractic care had a 200% greater immune competence than those that did not receive chiropractic care. Chiropractic care helps to turn on your healing power. Your nervous system and your immune systems are interconnected via the nervous system. They talk to each other. So your chiropractic care and the adjustments remove inflammation and interference on your nervous system that allows your nervous system and your immune system to talk better and allows your immune system to work at its fullest potential. So getting adjusted helps your body to heal better, helps your immune system to function better as well. So does exercise. Exercise helps support a healthy immune system. It actually helps your body eliminate harmful organisms when you exercise. So you want to start to add in exercise. Don't forget about that and improving your immune system. And then another thing that affects our immune systems is being exposed to a lot of toxins. So toxic hygiene. One of the worst areas that we get toxins is through what we're putting on our bodies every day. Our lotions, our makeup, our deodorant, our toothpaste, hand sanitizers. Actually, the antibacterial soap and hand sanitizers, they actually damage your gut lining and your the good bacteria. So they're one of the worst things for your immune system are the antibacterial hand sanitizers and soaps. So try to get rid of those. But here's some tips for reducing your exposure to toxins. Try to choose USD organic products when possible. Like I talked about, try to choose the grass-fed beef. That way you're not getting exposed to more pesticides, herbicides, and chemicals because those animals ate a lot of that stuff. Try to consume organic dairy. Avoid processed foods. You want to use clean body products and household products. Visit this website, ewg.org, and work on cleaning up your deodorant, your toothpaste, your makeups. Eliminate plastics. Store your food in glass or stainless steel. You want to filter your air and your water at home. And then obviously avoid smoking and excessive drinking as well too. So I always try to clean up my toothpaste. I like to buy the Dr. Bronner's brand with toothpaste. Deodorant, one of my favorite brands is the Schmitz deodorant. A lot of times for lotion, I just use extra virgin coconut oil instead of using lotions that have a lot of harmful chemicals in them. You can clean up your shampoos. You can clean up all the products. You want to work on trying to buy the brands that don't have the harmful chemicals as well. And then last thing, we have a couple events that will be coming up that you can get plugged into. Shop with the Doc is November 8th. It's at 6 o'clock. We're going to meet at Kroger, and I go through the store, and we're going to show you how to shop healthier, where I'm going to point out the best brands that don't have the harmful junk in them. So we'll literally go through like, these are your best fruits and best vegetables, and here's your better quality yogurt, and here's a better creamer to put in your coffee, and here's a better snack. Or I go through most of the store and we point out how to shop healthy, what the better brands are, how to make it easy. So you'll want to get signed up for that. I know space is limited, so if you haven't signed up, do that today. And our Healthy Holidays workshop, I'm going to be showing you how to keep out sugar out of your holidays, get recipes for some of your favorite holiday dishes and cookies. And we'll even have healthy cookies there for everyone to sample too. So that is going to be Tuesday, November 15th at 6:30 p.m. And I encourage everybody come to that. It's a fun night. You get to have healthy cookies, and we'll give you good recipes for the holidays and just kind of teaching some nutrition on how to help us stay healthier and not kind of dig ourselves in a hole through the holidays. And then we have our toy drive, Friends and Family Week. You can help us donate toys to the Hope Center. We'll be doing free chiropractic exams and x-rays with toy donation the week of December 5th through 8th. So that is a great week to encourage friends and family to come in to get their checkup in the office. And then if they donate a toy, we do their checkups, their x-rays and everything for free. So just encouraging you, just kind of recapping on that. Cut out the sugar, cut out the refined carbohydrates, get exercising, take good supplements like vitamin D, vitamin C, zinc, and then work on just being in good mindset, focus on good thoughts, try to de-stress the body. And I hope that everybody can have a wonderfully healthy fall and winter and holiday by implementing the things that we shared in this webinar.